Let's go live to Geelong, and the Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles joins us. Deputy Prime Minister, thank you for being with us. How hard was it for the campaign and your campaign to not just defeat the coalition, which you hope to do, but to defeat the bad brand that Labor has with the Allen government in Victoria at the state level?
Well, nice to talk to you, Kieran. Look, I think as the election has gone on, people have understood what tier of government they're voting for, and that's actually what history tells us, that by and large Australians do understand and they can make that differentiation. I mean, obviously, earlier in the year we had the Werribee by-election at a state level, which was, we held the seat, but it was a big swing against Labor. But as we've got more into the campaign, people have understood that their fundamental choice here is between Anthony Albanese or Peter Dutton as the Prime Minister of Australia, and that is a very clear choice for Victorians. And the messages that we have sought to put forward to Victorians around greater investment in Medicare, for example, more urgent care clinics, cutting student debt and the like, all of those messages have been well received. So we actually feel like there have been challenges here, of course, but as we've gone through the campaign, we feel we've done well in terms of executing what we've needed to do in relation to the campaign, and at this point, it's the kind of nervous moment where we see what the outcome of all of that is.
And it certainly is the nervous moment. We're going to hear from Tom Connell with some more numbers in a moment, so keep watching. But I want to ask you about the accusation that this campaign's been full of lies, it's been ugly, and making claims like the $600 billion cost of nuclear and so on, or that Peter Dutton was going to get rid of Medicare, which he wasn't. Were there just simply too many lies in this campaign?
Well, Peter Dutton was also out there asserting that we'd cut $80 billion from defence spending, which was just not true. I mean, the budget papers make it abundantly clear that we've increased defence spending over the 10 years by $56 billion, $57 billion, $10.6 billion over the forward estimates. I mean, Peter Dutton asserted that he handed over a balanced set of books to us in 2022. Again, that's just not true, and the documents make that really clear. He said that he didn't cut money out of health in the 2014 budget. The budget papers indicate a $50 billion save in relation to health spending. So we are very comfortable with the assertions that we've made, and that what I think we have seen from Peter Dutton is a sense of being completely fast and loose in terms of what he has been asserting out there.
Well,
and,
Richard,
at the end of the day, these matters can be fact-checked.
Oh, sorry, Richard Marles. I just wanted to ask, we've had Peter Credlin on the panel tonight saying that if you fall into minority government, it's effectively not a victory. I guess that requires a loss of 2 to 3 seats. What's good enough for you tonight? Because someone in Labor said to me today, 70 is good enough to form government. Do you have the view that minority government would be a loss?
Look, I mean, I don't think my view is the relevant one in relation to all of that. I mean, in a sense, that's commentary, which all of you on that panel are expert at doing, and you'll make the comments that you do in respect of whatever the result is tonight. I mean, what we are seeking to do is to win majority government. We're going to find out in the next couple of hours whether or not we've achieved that, or whether there is a position to form government. I mean, all of that is going to play out. I mean, what we've really just sought to do is to run a campaign which maximises our chances to win in our own right, to form majority government. Whatever is ultimately the outcome at the end of this evening and through the course of counting will be the basis upon which we will take our next steps, and that's really where it's at. And in terms of how that is all perceived is really, I think, more a matter for you, Andrew, than it is for me.
Oh, look, Richard, it's Sarah Henderson here. Great to talk to you. Look, I just wanted, when we're talking about facts and defence spending...
Being interviewed by Sarah.
Right here in Geelong, and of course I have my office in Geelong, the Labor government, your government, cut $1 billion from the Howitzer project based at Avalon Airport, as well as a massive cut to the Land 400 Phase 3 project. That is literally billions of dollars that you have cut in our own backyard. So to say that there's been no cuts to defence is just completely false.
I don't know if there's any point in having this debate, Sarah, because the polls have closed. I mean, I'm really going to be interviewed by you. That's a novel experience.
But Australians care about the facts.
Well, sure. And again, we can go back and forth. I'm not sure it's the most edifying TV. At the end of the day, the facts are there in the budget papers, which make it abundantly clear that there is an increase in defence spending. And indeed, if you look at what's happened in Geelong, there's an increase in the amount of defence money which is being spent in Geelong and has occurred in relation to that with the infantry fighting vehicle program that was awarded to Hanwha over the last 3 years. And that's there for people to see in terms of the incredible facility which is now being built out there in Avalon. But I mean, at the end of the day, we are very confident and very comfortable to stand by all the assertions that we have made during the course of this campaign. I don't really think there's any point in going through debates which were really part of the context of the campaign. All of it can obviously be fact-checked. History will judge us in respect of that, and we're comfortable about that judgment.
Well, you're being interviewed by everyone. Murray Watt, your colleague, wants a question too.
Richard, I thought you deserved a Dorothy Dixer after Sarah.
Murray's going to interview me.
That's a flashback to
This is awesome.
I've got more
just
questions
like the good old days.
Here's Murray.
My one chance to interview the Deputy
I'm not
Prime
going to do
Minister.
Henderson and Marles. That's not happening. But so I missed that, Murray, and all the confusion. You go do it again.
Richard, you'll be surprised to hear that the Liberals on the panel started talking about Labor lies at about 5:08 p.m. Before polls even closed. More seriously, we've all heard internally that things have shifted a little bit in our favour in Victoria over the course of the campaign. We'll see whether that is borne out with the results. But if that is the case, what do you put that down to?
Richard.
Well, okay, I think what we've seen as the campaign has gone forward over the course of the last 5 weeks is that, understandably, as people have kind of tuned into politics who might not necessarily otherwise follow it, what they're tuning into is not something to do with state politics, but this is a federal election. It's a choice between Peter Dutton and Anthony Albanese, and so in a sense whatever feelings people have in relation to state politics naturally recede as the question that's being put upon them comes into sharper focus, and they think about federal issues, and so I thought that is how it would play out. That's how we've imagined it would. I mean, we'll see ultimately in the next few hours whether that turns out to be right. But certainly, in terms of the feeling that we've had in the way in which we've engaged with voters, that's what has been reflected.
Okay, well, I think we've got to get to Tom Connell. Joel, can we wait with Richard?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Richard, hello. Barnaby Joyce and I have agreed that we should let you go and have a beer, so there'll be no questions from us.
No.
Okay, no questions from Joel
I just
and
want
Barnaby.
to congratulate you on your marvellous job that you did by yourself in Victoria. Well done.
Okay, we'll hear from Barnaby and Joel next time.